Have you ever wondered who ferries the souls of the departed across the river to the underworld in Greek mythology? In the intricate tapestry of Greek mythology, Charon, the spectral ferryman, has a unique role. He is the silent guide, ushering souls from the world of the living to the realm of the dead. This somber figure draped in dark robes is more than just a boatman. He is a gatekeeper, a sentinel of the boundary between life and death. Charon's duty is to ferry the souls of the departed across the murky waters of the Styx, the legendary river that winds its way around the underworld. This river, shrouded in myth and mystery, is the conduit between two worlds, and Charon is its steward. His bond with the river Styx is profound, as he navigates its currents, guiding souls to their final rest. But who is Charon, and where does he come from? In the annals of Greek mythology, he is often described as the son of Erebus, the personification of darkness, and Nyx, the goddess of the night. Born from these primordial deities, Charon is a timeless figure, as old as the night itself. And what about the crossing? For the ancient Greeks, this was not a journey to be taken lightly. The crossing symbolized the soul's final departure from the world of the living. The fare for this voyage was a single coin, traditionally placed in the mouth of the deceased. Without this coin, a soul was doomed to wander the shores of the Styx for 100 years, denied passage to the underworld. The figure of Charon, with his grim task and his dark lineage, embodies the Greek understanding of death as a journey, not an end. His role in the underworld journey underscores the solemnity and inevitability of this final voyage. Thus, Charon stands as a significant figure in Greek mythology, representing the final journey of souls to the underworld. So, what exactly is the river Styx, and what does it signify? In Greek mythology, the river Styx is a deity, and a river that forms the boundary between Earth and the underworld, the realm of Hades. This river was so sacred that the gods swore unbreakable oaths upon it. It was believed that to cross this river, you would need to pay a toll to Charon, the ferryman of the dead. The crossing of the river Styx is a significant event, symbolizing the final journey of the soul from the world of the living to the realm of the dead. It is a metaphor for death, a transition from life to afterlife, marking the end of earthly existence and the beginning of eternal life in Hades' domain. Charon, a grim and unyielding figure, was the one who would ferry souls across this river. But this passage wasn't granted freely. The Greeks buried their dead with a coin known as an obol, placed in the mouth of the deceased. This coin was Charon's fare, a necessary offering for the soul to be ferried across the Styx. But what about those who could not pay the fare, you might ask? The souls who couldn't offer Charon his due were destined to wander the shores of the Styx for 100 years, lost and unmoored. This was a fate feared by the Greeks, a ghostly existence in limbo, unable to find rest in the afterlife. The river Styx, with its dark swirling waters, and Charon with his silent spectral boat, are more than just elements of a myth. They are symbols of finality, the irrevocable nature of death, and the transition to an unknown realm. They encapsulate the human fear of death and the unknown, as well as the hope for a journey to a new existence after life. Charon and the river Styx, therefore, form an integral part of the Greek perception of death and the afterlife. How has Charon, the ferryman of the dead, been represented in art and culture over the centuries? Charon's visage has been captured in the creative imaginations of artists throughout history, each rendering reflecting the period's interpretation of this mythic character. Early Greek vase paintings often depicted Charon as a stern elderly man, dressed in worker's attire, steering his boat with a long pole, a stark symbol of the grim journey to the afterlife. As art evolved during the Renaissance, so did Charon's depiction. The Italian painter Michelangelo, in his famous fresco The Last Judgment, portrayed Charon not as a mere boatman but as a powerful figure, forcefully guiding the souls to the underworld. In the realm of sculpture, Auguste Rodin's The Gates of Hell, a monumental work, features Charon as a prominent figure, showcasing the artist's interpretation of the ferryman as an integral part of the transition between life and death. Charon's influence isn't confined to the visual arts. Literature too has been enriched by his spectral presence. In Dante Alighieri's Divine Comedy, Charon is a pivotal character in the Inferno section, where he refuses passage to the living, reinforcing his role as the gatekeeper of the underworld. In the contemporary arts, Charon has been reimagined in diverse ways. He appears as a compassionate figure in Philip Pullman's His Dark Materials series, guiding souls gently across the boundary of death. In contrast, the video game Hades portrays Charon as a silent shopkeeper, trading goods for coins in the underworld, a nod to the ancient tradition of placing coins on the deceased's eyes as payment for their passage. Charon's representation in art and culture continues to evolve, reflecting society's changing relationship with death and the afterlife. Whether he is depicted as a stern ferryman, a powerful force, or a compassionate guide, Charon's image continues to captivate, reminding us of the inevitable journey we all must take. Charon's enduring presence in art and culture underscores his universal appeal and the timeless fascination with the mysteries of death. How does Charon compare to other mythological characters? This question invites us into a fascinating exploration of mythological parallels and contrasts. Let's start with Hades, the god of the underworld. Charon and Hades share a unique relationship. While Hades reigns as the king of the underworld, it is Charon who serves as the gatekeeper, a role just as crucial, if not more so. Without Charon, souls would be left to wander aimlessly, unable to reach their final resting place. Unlike Hades, who is feared and avoided, Charon is an inevitable encounter for every soul. In contrast, Hermes, another figure from Greek mythology, is also a psychopomp, a guide of souls. However, while Hermes escorts the souls of the deceased from the mortal world to the underworld, it is Charon who ferries them across the river Styx, marking their final passage. This journey is significant as it signifies the soul's acceptance of death, a task that only Charon can fulfill. Let's turn to Anubis, the ancient Egyptian god of the dead. Like Charon, Anubis escorts souls in the afterlife, but their roles diverge significantly. Anubis weighs the hearts of the deceased against a feather to determine their fate in the afterlife, a judgment role that Charon does not have. Charon's duty is not to judge, but to transport. It's not about worthiness, but about the simple, stark fact of death itself. Another interesting comparison can be drawn with Heimdallr, the Norse god who guards the Rainbow Bridge Bifrost, which connects the realm of gods and humans. Like Charon, Heimdallr is a gatekeeper. However, Heimdallr guards a bridge to the divine, while Charon navigates a river to the land of the dead. In comparison to other mythological figures, Charon's role is unique and integral to the Greek understanding of life, death, and the afterlife. Indeed, Charon stands apart as the silent ferryman, a figure of inevitability and acceptance, a spectral usher at the threshold of mortality and eternity. How has Charon influenced modern popular culture? As we delve into the labyrinth of modern narratives, we find Charon, the enigmatic ferryman of the dead, making his presence known in surprising ways. Charon's influence permeates the world of literature, film, and even video games. He's the silent guide in the shadows, the unwavering gatekeeper between life and death. In J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series, the character of the boatman who ferries first-year students across the Black Lake to Hogwarts echoes Charon's role. In the realm of video games, the popular title God of War features Charon as a boss character, reinforcing his status as a formidable figure. The ferryman's tale has also been woven into the fabric of modern mythology. In Neil Gaiman's acclaimed novel, American Gods, Charon's essence is mirrored in the character of Mr. Jekyll, an Egyptian god who ushers souls into the afterlife. His influence extends beyond Western culture. Echoes of Charon can be found in other mythologies, such as the Chinese legend of the Heibai Wuchang, spectral beings responsible for guiding the souls of the deceased to the underworld. Despite his pervasive presence, Charon remains a figure of dread. The image of his skeletal figure, cloaked in darkness, evokes a primal fear of the unknown. He is not just the ferryman, but the embodiment of the inevitable journey we all must take, a chilling reminder of our own mortality. Famous myths and stories featuring Charon often highlight his unwavering commitment to his duty, his impartiality, and his stern demeanor. Whether it's the tale of the hero Orpheus charming Charon with his lyre, or the story of the goddess Psyche paying her coin to cross the Styx, Charon remains a constant, unyielding figure. As we can see, Charon's legacy continues to resonate in the collective consciousness, reminding us of the timeless mysteries of death and the afterlife. His role as the silent guide to the afterlife continues to fascinate, terrify, and inspire us, ensuring his place in the pantheon of unforgettable mythological characters.